to the Nourish Spot Hour. I'm so happy to see you all today. We are coming to you from Caribbean Buzz Radio, and today I have some fantastic guests. And we've done a little difference today. I actually got a man on set. You guys, he should feel really lucky because he's the first man that we've had on the Nourish Spot Hour since we started. So Al, consider yourself special.
Thank you.
And then I have two authors with me today. We'll talk about how we met, but I just want to introduce Kaswaina Powell and her co-author and daughter, Maya Rain.
Yeah.
Maya is busy drinking her pineapple mango tango from the Nourish Spot, and that makes me very happy.
Right. She don't see nothing else.
That's right. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So you guys know that the Nourish Spot is open right now. We are located at 10705 Guy Arbor Boulevard. We're open to 7 p.m. You can follow us on Instagram at the Nourish Spot. And if you can't walk in because it's really hot outside, I understand. I really understand. If you can't walk in, please contact one of our delivery app partners. That's Uber Eats, Postmates, Grubhub, Seamless, and DoorDash. They'll be happy to help you. So let's get underway. I'm excited. And I'm trying to think, who should I start with first? So I think I'm going to start with Al. One, because Al and I got this Harlem thing. You know, I'm from Harlem, he's from Harlem. So I got that Harlem thing. And then also because I met Al first. Al is with LINC and South Jamaica Reads, which is a wonderful organization here in the community, which is helping children, young adults, and I would say their parents too.
That's right.
Be literate and read better, okay? And because reading is fundamental. I hate to be cliche, but we know if you can't read, you can't really do anything. So with that, I'm going to say first, welcome, Al.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being the first male guest on the Nourish Spot Hour.
Well, I want to share with you, women have always been the pillars in my family. So this for me is normal.
Oh, we love that. Thank you. Thank you very much. So look, let's talk about LINC first, and then we can talk about South Jamaica Reads. I was introduced to your organization by one of the parents. She was a customer at the Nourish Spot. Her name is Deatra Butts. She's also known as Urban Turbans and La Clutch brand. She sells turbans and bags, so you should look her up on Instagram. But Al, she introduced me to South Jamaica Reads because she would come in with her children and she would talk about the organization. So tell the listeners and the people that are watching about South Jamaica Reads and why your organization is so incredibly important.
Well, just like you said, Dawn, reading is fundamental. We need reading to do everything in our lives. We need reading to succeed. So I work for an organization called Literacy Inc. So Literacy Inc. engage families and community members to help young readers. So South Jamaica Reads is part of Literacy Inc. That's also comprises of 8 community-based literacy organizations.
Wow, 8. I didn't know it was 8.
Yes, so we all play a different role. And the whole goal is to do a continuum of services with multiple touch points. So for children and family. So what that looked like is there are school-based programs that's happening at 3 target schools within a community. That's PS40, PS48, and PS160. There are programs that go in the classroom. There's programs that pull out the classroom for one-on-one. We do parent workshops. We coach teachers. We provide technical assistance. That's within the schools.
Wow.
Now with the parents, we do parents engagement workshop to help them better their children. But also we have volunteers, and that's the young lady you're talking about.
Yeah.
Our volunteer program is called VIP. Very involved parents.
Wow, I like that.
That's right.
Yeah, I like that.
It has a ring.
Yeah, that's
They are the core of our organization, Literacy Inc. They're the ones that come out to the communities. They do literacy-based events in the laundromats,
Okay.
barber shops.
Okay.
And
In the
then-
places where people congregate regularly during their regular lives,
and
right?
the Nourish spot, and that's why I'm here today.
I love it. I love it.
So again, with these continuum of services, imagine a child going for their checkup at the hospital, where one of our partners reach out and read that after they have their checkup, the doctor provides them with a free book.
Oh,
but not only that,
that's
Wow.
fine.
yeah, but not only that, they demonstrate to the parent on how best to read to their child.
Oh,
The doctor.
the doctor. That's so
Wow, that's
nice.
good.
That child now will go home, and they may have a program with Parent-Child Plus.
Okay.
Parent-Child Plus, Parent-Child Home Plus, they actually go into their homes and they work with the families on how best to help their children playing with literacy education games and reading books.
Wow, this is so nice. I didn't realize
I
that.
didn't know that either. So what qualifies?
What qualifies is if you part of the community, I don't care if it's South Jamaica, Hollis, Kew Gardens, even though we target it in South Jamaica, we're for all families, we're for all communities. We provide community events in parks, in churches like the Tabernacle of Prayer down the block.
Okay.
Right.
We have literacy fairs. There's a wonderful back to school celebration that's coming up on August 21st at McConey Park, next to PS 48. I think you know on 109.
Yeah, it's a nice park too. They did that park
And
over.
I'm a former student from PS 48.
So is my mom.
That's
My
right.
mom went to PS 48, and my children actually went to PS 40 for a little stint before I transferred them out to a different school.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's many organizations and many things that are happening within the school, out of the school, and hospitals within the local businesses. Parents working together to volunteer. We have local politicians that help support us. Councilwoman Adrian Adams
Oh yes, Adrian.
is a really strong champion
Oh, that's
of
wonderful.
South Jamaica Reads.
Now let me ask you a question. The things that you're talking about now, are they just during the normal school year? What happens during the summer?
That's a great question. Our initiative exists all through the year. So what we have, one of the partners are called Springboard. They provide a summer program. So their goal is to prevent summer slide. So what summer slide is that a child could lose 3 months gains of what they learn in school during the summer.
Wow,
Yeah.
3 months?
Yeah, because they're not doing
3 months. So
Wow.
imagine a child.
Yeah, that's going backwards.
Imagine a child. They're going backwards. They
Right.
lost 3 months of gains. They're going back to the school, and they have to start this process all over.
Yeah.
Springboard Collaborative work with the parents, work with the students on how to keep them focused, how to maintain their literacy skills to where they don't have to move back 3 months gains. They actually move up.
That's
a month
excellent.
gain.
That's
So
excellent.
this initiative it's a continuum. So imagine all of these services going around with this one family. You're in the laundromat, there's a program. You're in the hospital, there's a program. They come to your home, there's a program. Get your hair cut, there's a program.
I
Yes!
have another question because I have a autistic nephew. Do you guys have any programs that could benefit him or could help him?
We don't have any program that's a standalone,
Right.
but there are partner organizations who works with that population. So that's within the 3 targeted schools. So that's something that you can go into the school if that's one of the schools that your child is actually attending and talk to a parent coordinator or principal.
No, he's 2.
He's
Oh, he's
2.
so little.
So that's Parent-Child Home Plus. Yeah, so
Okay.
so it's really very important to work with your child as early as possible.
Yeah.
Data shows the earlier you work with the child, the better they are when they start
Yep.
school.
Yep.
So now I have 2 questions, and then we're going to bring Kaswaina into this conversation, even though she's already asked questions. And I love
She's
it.
engaged.
No,
I like it.
I love it.
it.
Don't apologize.
This is
I love it.
conversation.
I like it. Al, 2 questions.
Yes.
The first one is, why is this important to you, and how did you get into this? So that's the first one. And the second one is, so if there are parents right now in South Jamaica, Queens, or Kew Gardens, or Forest Hills, or Hollis, St. Albans, Cambridge Heights, Laurelton, and they want to get involved, what should they do? So let's start first with, why reading? Why LINC? Why South Jamaica Reads for you personally? And 2, how do people find out about what they can get
Yeah.
involved in.
So Literacy Inc. What's great about it is that they hire within their community. So with me coming from South Jamaica, Queens, I was a very strong candidate.
Okay.
Now it's amazing to be able to give back to my community and pay the mortgage and rent. Right. Don't get it twisted. But it really makes me feel good to give back. I too, as a child, had problems with literacy.
Okay.
And what really helped me, I had this one teacher, Miss Olenek.
Okay.
This Caucasian woman came in the hood every Saturday to my house and tutored me 101. Now we're talking back in the days when
Wow, when that was, yeah, that's unheard
that
of.
was unheard of.
Yes.
She came to my house every Saturday and gave me one-on-one tutoring. The only thing she asked for is if my mom would cook her a meal.
Oh, God bless Miss Olenek.
Yeah, and it's wonderful.
See, back in the day, and I'm not saying anything about the teachers of today, but I'm going to talk about the teachers that I am aware of back in the day. And just like you had Miss Olenek,
Yes.
I had Miss Casson.
Nice.
Okay? And I will never, ever forget her. Because of Miss Casson, I got skipped from the second grade to the from the second grade to the fifth grade, fourth grade. I never went to the third grade.
Wow.
Yeah. So those people like Miss Olenek and Miss Casson, wherever they are, I hope they got their engine wings.
Yeah.
Because they cared.
Wow.
And to answer your second question, the initiative is targeted on the 1.8 square miles of South Jamaica because we work in high needs areas.
Okay.
So it's where the literacy scores is low, and reads are there to help increase those performance levels. So one of our schools that before reads, 5% of third graders was reading on performance level. Only 5%.
Wow, that's low.
Now there's 43%.
Yes!
of those
Wow, that's
are
excellent.
reading on performance level.
Okay.
And principals and the community says South Jamaica Reads made a major contribution
Wow,
That's
towards
excellent.
that.
Yes.
So to answer
Wow.
your second question, how can we get other people involved?
Yeah.
So even though it's focused on South Jamaica Reads, we welcome anyone around the surrounding areas because our hopes and goals, once we get some more funding, we can expand our reach to those other areas and populations. But how can parents get involved? Well, one of the major partner organizations is the Queens Public Library.
Okay.
They're one of the 8 partners. They are the anchoring institution. So South Jamaica Reads build energy and excitement about reading. We provide opportunities to where there's access to books and programs. We give you knowledge of the importance of reading. And not only that, we give you the skills, now that you know that knowledge, to go home and practice. So that's what it's all about. That's the framework, and people and parents can come to the community libraries, the community events, and you can participate, you can volunteer. There's workshops taking place. Not only that, understand that the South Jamaica Branch Library on 108, close by your
Yes.
they're actually now starting to think of having an adult literacy program.
Oh, that's
That's
wonderful.
That's
Which is
needed.
really wonderful.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know there's talks in that and things aren't finalized,
Right.
but that's a way to think of moving forward and again, to help families to help their children. Children spend 70% of their time at home.
That's right. That's right. So speaking of children,
Nice
we're
segue.
going to segue over.
Oh, we set this up already.
Yes, we're going to segue over to Miss Maya Rain, co-author with her mom, Kaswaina Powell, and this is the book, A Scavenger Hunt to Barber Pete. And I'm just so proud to know them. So I met Kaswaina at a wonderful event that Greater Jamaica Development Corp gave for entrepreneurs. We were all sitting at the same table, and you know, I'm talkative, and so I introduced myself to the other 9 people. I think there were 10 people at every table. So I introduced myself to all of the people at the table, and me and Kaswaina, we hit it off, right?
I can
We
see
did.
why.
We hit it off. And then when I asked her what she did, you know, she works with the written word, and anybody that knows me knows that I love the written word. You know, still practice public relations, public and media relations right now, even though I own the Nourish spot. So I was intrigued by Kaswaina, and I told her that there was anything that I could ever do to assist her, that I would, okay? So with that, I'm gonna kick it over to her, and I'm gonna ask you, number one, why did you write a book, and how did you decide that that's what you wanted to do with your life, and then to bring your baby girl involved and give her writer's credits. First, let me clap for you, because that's legacy work right there. Similar to what I'm trying to do with the Nourish spot and my 2 children, setting up the legacy. You started way early, and you are to be commended for that.
Thank you.
First and foremost, tell us why.
First I'd like to thank you, because not only did you reach out to me, that your energy at the table was like, I want to help everybody over here. So if anybody over here need my assistance, I'm ready to help anybody. So I don't have that. Like, I don't have nobody that's willing to be like, Kay, if you need me. So I jump on at opportunities. And I thank you for not only just extending that olive branch, but to follow up and to mean what you said. And I'm a girl of my word, so I appreciate you for that.
Thank you.
And my pain became my purpose. Like, this is not my first book, this is my second book. My first book is called Raw Poetry, Do Judge Me Society, and it's about my life in a poetic form. I didn't know I was a poet, I didn't know I was a writer. Like Mr. Al said, I was dyslexic.
Okay.
I never had a teacher to come to my house and be like, girl, and I never had that. I never had nobody ever help me do anything. So when my kid's father passed away, that's what made me start writing. He died on my daughter's birthday. He got murdered. And I was depressed up until, he got murdered back in 2004. I was depressed up until 2013. And that year, I'm like, I'm not crying this year. Like, cause it's my daughter's birthday, so I have to fight every year to not make her feel like this is the worst day ever. Right. But it was for me.
Right.
So one day she came in the room and she like, Mommy, can I go see my dad? And I'm like, the first year I decided to not. She comes in my room with this, and cause she was 6 and my son was 2. And I'm like, why now? Like, I'm trying to not cry, I'm trying. So she came in the room and she was crying for like, long story short, she started crying for like 3 hours. And I was just writing in the dark. I was just writing, and I was just writing, and I don't know what I was writing. And the next day, I opened my book. It was my journal. I was in college at the time, and I was like, you know, when you're in English 101, you have to keep a journal.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
So that was my journal, and I woke up the next morning. I'm like, what is? I said, what I wrote? Who did this? KK, what are you doing? So my professor at the time, you know, we have to turn in the journals.
Right.
And he said, the next day he said, Kay, you a poet? And I'm like, no. He was like, this is a whole book of poetry. I'm like, no, it's not. That's my everyday life.
Right.
Like, this is what I'm going through every day. I'm writing down my experiences. He was like, so do you mind me handing out one of your pieces to the class? I said, yes.
Right.
I'm scared, like I'm mine. Like, I don't want nobody to look at me. This is my business.
Right.
I know.
I don't want nobody to look at my business.
Right.
So, unbeknownst to me, he took a copy and handed it out to the class. It was called Amtrak. It's one of my pieces for Amtrak. Okay. And I'm so vulnerable in that. So I walked in the class the next day, and I see my work on the desk. It took everything in me not to pass out. but the feedback, they was like, you hear people like, dag, and what this person going through, and I feel her pain, and who is this? Because normally it'll have
your name
the
at the
resource,
bottom.
right?
But
he took it off.
Good.
You was a ghost.
Right, right. So
nobody knew.
At the end, you know, we talking about the piece, and I swear I'm shaking. I'm shaking because I'm like, these people gonna know my vulnerable side, like they're not gonna understand that I lived through this, and so they talking about it, and where you get this from, and where you get this from, and who wrote this? And he goes, your fellow classmate, Kaswaina, and they look like what? And one girl jumped up And she said, sign this for me because I don't know where you're going to be.
Oh, she's a smart girl. Smart girl.
So the whole class lined up and made me sign their piece. And the next following year, I had a book signing. My line was around the corner.
Oh, congratulations.
Couldn't believe it.
When you're doing it for South Jamaica region.
Yes. Right, so wait. Don't get ahead of us, Al. Don't get ahead of us.
So, then I started doing poetry, then I started doing stand-up, and now I got this new baby. And I have to take her outside of my community to do stuff, and that's what made me start Pen to Paper Your Magic. Whatever you think, you write, you do. Because that's what I did. Mm-hmm. And I started bringing arts and craft back into the community, and I rented spots from Level Up.
Level Up, okay.
And I rented event space so I could bring the kids from the community to do arts and craft and to build. And I'm like, I don't want to take my baby to them other neighborhoods. Right. I want my niece and nephews to experience this too. And one of my mentors was like, hey, you should write a book about, a single mom taking her son to get a haircut. I'm like, I never did that. My son was a man. Like, he had to hurry up and be a man in my house and take care of stuff. And so I didn't take him to the barbershop. He took himself to the barbershop. But I'm reading my books, and I'm reading these books to Pumpkin, and I'm not seeing me in the books. I'm not seeing Pumpkin in the book. So it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and this is why she's my co-author. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, Pumpkin, go get that book. Because it came to me like that. So I'm like, go get that book, go get that book. She's like, okay. And I'm like, so I'm writing out the whole, I wrote the book in like 45 minutes. And I wrote the descriptions on how I want the book to be and how I want my characters to be. And she helped me. Like, I was able to save my thoughts because I didn't have to scramble around for my books and my pens, and she did it. So I'm like, Pumpkin, we got a book. And she's like, we got a book, Mommy? I'm like, yeah. So I made sure that she's there. I had my first daughter at 16. I didn't know what a mother was like. I was still a baby. Right. My mother was there. Then my mother passed away right after my kid's father. So my trauma is real. Like, I don't come out here as a gimmick. I ain't have no help. And I did a bunch of gang stuff. My kid's father died. He was a big gang member. I don't want my kids, and I didn't know that with my big kids. I didn't know how to be. I just know how to love them. I just knew how to love them unconditionally, but I didn't know how to teach them. I didn't know how to set them up. But now that I got Pen to Paper Your Magic, and I got Raw Poetry, and I also have a nonprofit called Be a Hero for the Homeless, like, I made sure my kids is in that. Like,
Sister, do your thing.
I'm so proud of you. See, and I didn't even know all of that. So we just had a big reveal just now, fantastic. And this makes what I'm about to say even better. So when Kaswaina told me about the book, because as she said, and I have said on this show over and over again, I love to help people.
She needed.
I do. If I can make a connection for you, I will, And especially if you're good people, and I know you out here trying to help people too, I'm definitely going to use my network on your behalf. So this story right here, it's kind of like, it makes your hair, it makes your hair stand up. So, I stay in touch with her. Every once in a while, we hit each other up. I'm like, what you doing? What you doing? You all right? You all right? And so Al, I see him regularly. He's a man of his word as well. He brings people to the Nourish spot. And just this past week, he brought 5 young women from Ryerson University from Toronto, Canada. Okay, y'all hear that? From Toronto, Canada. Okay, brought them to the Nourish spot to interview me and to see how we engage with the community. They saw the box of books, they saw the South Jamaica Read sign up in the window, and we talked about how I had got involved with South Jamaica Reads. But the funny part is, I think a day or so before that, Kaswaina was in the store, and she was sitting there. She had come to bring me my own signed copy of the book, okay? And she brought Pumpkin so I could meet her personally, right? So I said to her, oh, Kaswaina, I want to tell you, I talked to Al about you. And she said, huh? Al? She said, wait.
Yep. No, you fast forward.
Okay, go ahead.
because he called.
Right, he called. Right. Al calls on the phone while we talking. And so my student says to me, my employee said, "Oh, Miss Dawn, Al's on the phone." And so I said, "Oh, Kaswaina, that's the dude. I talked to him about you from South Jamaica Reeds." And she said, wait. She said, "What's his name?" She said, "What's his name?" I said, "His name is Al." She said, "Wait. She said the hair is still, look. She said the hair's standing up on my skin. Look. And I said, "Why?" She said, "All day yesterday." She said, "All day. This name Al."
Yeah.
She said, "I kept hearing this name Al." And she said she kept saying Al. She's like, "Who is Al?"
Like, why am I keep on saying Al?
Yeah, she's like, "I don't even know an Al. Who's Al?" And she said, "You got an Al on the phone?" I said, "Yes, it's the man I want you to talk to because he's with South Jamaica Reeds." So she came running in the back. I put them on the phone together. And all I said to Al was, I'm hoping that this can turn out into something. That's all. She's a black woman. She wrote a book with her 2-year-old daughter. I just think she's perfect for South Jamaica Reeds. But that's it, hands off, right? That's all I do, okay? And then Al shows up with those kids, with those 6 women from the university, and I show him the book. And what did you tell me, Al?
I told her I'm going to give her a call right away because we hire authors within the community. Because data shows when children see themselves in books,
Yes.
they enjoy reading. So I gave you a call. And
yes, he did.
And what happened?
He said, "Cut. You don't gotta go through the middleman. You just cut the."
Yes.
There's no middleman. I'm gonna have my people go. Young people. I said, "I am the people." And I got an email, and I got invited, and I'm just excited. I can't thank you enough. I appreciate every opportunity, from the littlest to the biggest. I don't recognize myself. I'm telling you, when God is ready for you, when you come out on the other end, you don't know who you are. I went through hell and back with my 2 kids on my back before I had Pumpkin. And I don't know me. I'm no longer KK. Like I always said, I can't call myself Kaswaina. I could never live up to that name. That name is ready. That name is established. That name is grown. I'm not that woman yet. And now when people say, now I'm introducing myself, hi, my name is Kaswaina, I'm like, oh. I'm like, oh.
That's no problem.
I appreciate it, and I'm so excited.
No, it's no problem. And a major piece of our work is we distribute books out. So once I've heard about and I read and look, I said, oh, this is exactly what we're looking for.
Wow.
And instead of us going to those publishing companies, you're right here.
Yes.
You're in the community. So that's why we're buying books from
Yes.
You heard that? South Jamaica Reeds LINC is buying books from Kaswaina Powell. I'm going to tell you, is God not good?
Yes, he is. All the time.
Everything.
And he's always on time.
Yes.
And you're going to do the author series.
I'm going to do the
You're going to be autographing books. I mean, God is good.
Amazing.
He put his soldiers together.
Yes, he did.
Yes, and
Yes,
you
he
know
did.
what? And I'm just really, really proud that the Nourish spot is the LINC.
That's it.
Hey!
Don't forget those.
Hey! The Nourish spot is the
That's true.
plug.
That's true.
You are watching the Nourish Spot Hour on Caribbean Buzz Radio. I'm so excited that I have Al Reynolds here to my left and Kaswaina Powell and Maya Rain to my right, and we're talking about the fact that reading is fundamental,
Right.
and that if you can't read, you pretty much won't be able to accomplish much. You need to read to be able to mess with your money, okay?
Yes.
And make sure no one else is messing with your money. So I want to keep this going.
Yeah.
So Al, what's next? Like, what's on the horizon? When is this author series going to start? How can other authors get involved with you? Is there some place that we're going to go to see Kaswaina? So let us know about that.
So we have many community events that happens throughout South Jamaica, and it happens all year. It takes place. So normally, you know Karen Rogel,
Yes.
you know Jessica
Yes,
Rogel.
I love those two
They
sisters.
are the ones out there
Dynamic
doing the
duo.
work, and that's how I really heard from you as well, because you contact Jessica
Yes.
Rogel, and then we got together and we had to make this phone call happen. But that's the team that go out there and provide the programs and services. And so that's why you're doing the author series. We do it once a year, and we have different authors.
And you,
This
you
Yeah.
You go.
So I know about the Read celebrations taking place the 21st of August, and the author series is taking.
It's the 16th and the 23rd. I was able to pick a date, so I picked the 23rd.
All right.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
And I want everyone to come on out,
Right.
bring the children. We have literacy-based events. We make it fun. We make it exciting. We work with parents. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your voice. We are one of those organizations, Literacy Inc. and the initiative South Jamaica Reads. We're not one of those nonprofits that say, this is what you should be doing. Why you're not doing this? Because you should be doing this. No, we come to hear from you. You're the experts. We just bring the research and data of things you already doing. Parents are reading to their child at home, but they may not be doing it every day, and they may not be reading for 20 minutes a day. So those are the things we bring to the community. We are real people training real people.
love it. And what's next for you? You know, outside of, you know, now getting an order for your books and author series and stuff. What's next for Maya Rain and Kaswaina Powell?
Well, Maya Rain and Kaswaina Powell was given an opportunity through Pen to Paper and Magic to start a summer camp. So July 8th is my summer camp day start.
Yes.
So I'm like, God is moving.
Wow.
Yes. Okay, wait. Stop. Tell people about the summer camp.
Okay,
if you want to, because I'm sure that there are still some parents out here that have not yet paid for a camp or found the right camp for their children. So parents, you need someplace to go. Listen now.
It's in Brooklyn though.
Listen.
Okay, so it's in Brooklyn. It's at 54 Vermont Avenue. It's 125 for kids before 3, 155 after 3. Like, we're gonna have games. Like I said, I'm Pen to Paper Your Magic co-founder, so I have arts and crafts. We're gonna go on trips. We're gonna read. We're gonna have a literacy part. We're not gonna, because I know that. Like, that's when my son, like, if my daughter was easy. She flew out of school. Like, thank God. My son, I'm having a problem with my son. In the summertime, he loses it. So that is so right. So I don't want that to happen to other people's children.
Right.
And I'm not only about my kids.
Right.
Like, I still believe in it takes a village. Right. People get mad at people doing stuff with their kids and chastising their kids. I was raised like that. My whole block would beat me, and then my mother would.
That's right. That's right.
Then I still gotta worry about it. So I'm for that. Like, I'm for helping everybody, not just mine. So that's the reason why I started Pen to Paper Magic. I just want to help kids because I didn't have that, and that's my whole purpose of doing anything with children. My mother had a bunch of children. I had no help. I was lost in the source.
Right.
And I was dyslexic. I failed every test, and
look at you now. Look at her now. So that just goes to show you. Excuse me for cutting you off, but baby girl, I gotta say this. I have to say, you see, a lot of us, we may have some afflictions, right, or some things that we believe limitations that stop us, right? But oftentimes those limitations are blessings. They're stepping stones if you figure out how to turn the way you view them.
Right.
And so you didn't let what people labeled you as stop you from becoming an author. And so again, I salute you because you didn't give up and you didn't believe what the people said about you. And so now, if people want to get in touch with you at the camp, do they call you? Do they email you?
You could call me at 516-353-3249. That's 516-353-3249. You can email me at Kaswainap, that's KASWAINAP@gmail.com. And that's another thing. I ain't good with self-promotion. I don't know.
Listen, I do PR, so you just listen to me.
I see.
Listen to me.
I go to the
listen.
expert.
Yes. Listen
Right.
to the expert, and I will tell you what to do. Now pick that book up and tell people how to order that book.
It's on
Okay, they
Amazon.
can't see it. Okay, there you go.
The book is on Amazon, and you can either order it on Amazon if you want a signed copy. You can always hit me up at Kaswaina the Poet at Kaswaina the Poet underscore on Instagram, or pen to paper your magic underscore on Instagram.
Perfect. You see this? Let's support a sister.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Let's support a sister. I don't know many authors. Okay? I had Dorinda Walker on the show last week, I believe, or the week before, I think, June 15th, right? She's an author of Protected by Purpose, and it's an autobiographical story of triumphant and redemption. And now I got my next friend on, Kaswaina Powell, who wrote a children's book. Okay, I'm inspired. I just want you guys to know I'm inspired, because I know there's a book in me. I just gotta find the time. You know, I'm everywhere. I'm here and
Your
there
story's a
and
book,
everywhere. Yeah, and so thank you, Al. And so. I'm inspired, and I applaud you, and I hope that you do more, and I hope Maya Rain does more.
Thank you.
And then I want to tell you guys something else about the Nourish spot. I don't know how much time I have left, but I want to tell you guys something else about the Nourish spot. So it's just been wonderful, you know, between meeting people like Kay and meeting Al and LINC. Last week, I had the fortune of a gentleman that I know. His name is Luke Steffen. He introduced me to a woman named Charnel Jenkins, who's also a writer. She writes plays. Now I'm gonna tell you, I had her on the show, I think it was the week before that. And Charnel wrote a play called Like Me, Love You. Now, how I met her, they actually came to the Nourish spot to film us in a web series that they're doing. So I met her doing that, okay? But then she invited me to brunch, and she laid this on me. She said, you know I'm doing that play, right? I said, yes, ma'am, I do. You know, and I applaud you, and I hope to come out.
Right.
She said, well, I want to do a little bit more. So I said, well,
What do you want to do?
what you want to do?
Right.
She said, I want the Nourish spot to be in the play.
Wow.
I almost fell out my seat. I'm going to tell y'all, I almost fell out my seat. I said, in play? I'm not sure I understand. Right?
Right.
She said, you know, like a place where the characters would go.
Wow. To like chill and.
I'm still in awe.
Wow.
I'm still in awe. So I said, well, what do you need from me? She said, I need your logo. I need some cups. I need a table tent. You know, I just need some paraphernalia so that when people come to see the play, they will know that it's the Nourish spot. So I'm going to tell y'all, that's epic to me. Okay, that's epic to me and my family. That the Nourish spot is just not in Jamaica right now. The Nourish spot is being seen at Shetler Studios on 54th Street. I think it's 224 West 54th Street. Tonight is the last show. It was a limited run, 7 p.m. I'm all dressed up because I'm going tonight. Okay? And I'm telling you that I know that this all results from the fact that relationships matter.
That's right.
Come on.
How you treat people
Matters.
Keeping your word matters.
Yes.
And if you do what you're supposed to do, then opportunities will present themselves. The universe will not let you down when you pick up others. So I'm so happy that my spirit and that my mama taught me that it's important to help those.
Right.
She always told me, and I said this before, but I'll say it again. My mother always told me that you could get more with an open hand than a closed fist.
Yep.
With a closed fist, you can't get anything in or out. With an open hand, you can get it all. So I'm going to continue to live my life with an open hand. And so I have another question that I ask all my guests. Before I get there, I gotta do a shameless plug.
All right.
You're watching the Nourish Spot on Caribbean Buzz Radio. I'm Dawn Kelly. The Nourish spot is open right now at 10705 Guy Arbor Boulevard. We're here on the iconic Guy Arbor Boulevard in Jamaica, Queens. You could call us at 718-526-2099. You can walk in until 7 p.m. today. Or if you can't walk in because it's too hot, and I understand. Matter of fact, I overstand, okay? If you can't walk in, then you can contact Uber Eats, DoorDash, Postmates, Grubhub, or Seamless. So with that question, I'm going to go back to you, Al. Okay. I'm going to ask you this question. What do you do to nourish yourself?
What do I do to nourish myself? Well, I have to think about that because I'm not very good at it. But one thing that I've been eating more salads.
Okay.
Partly it's just because I'm older. Okay. So the old foods that I used to eat, I can't eat anymore. And also, I'm going to plug you in. Coming to the Nourish spot in the hood where I can get this.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. This is what makes you and your business so unique. And that's why you see the community just all up in the Nourish spot, because this is something different that you bring into Jamaica. South Jamaica.
Thank you.
And you know, Dawn is being shy, even though she's PR, everyone, but she's actually on Forbes magazine platform.
I know. Come on.
All right, so you got it going on.
Thank you.
You're doing this. You bring people together. And this is what we need. I enjoy working with you. Literacy Inc. enjoy working with you. You're one of our major supporters. And also with you, you bring other businesses in. Because they know that the Nourish spot
is involved.
That's it.
And I want to say thank you again. I did talk about it when I got the honor. I actually brought the plaque on the show to show everybody. But LINC in South Jamaica Reads honored me in the Nourish spot a couple of months ago. And so I'm really proud, and the honor is hanging up in the Nourish spot. And I tell you, it's funny when people come in, they do often say, "Wow, Miss Dawn, that wall filling up quick. What you gonna do?" What you gonna do? Right. So I'm really proud of the work, not just myself, but the work that my children have done to help us grow and flourish. And you know, I look forward to doing more partnerships with South Jamaica Reads and helping as many people as I possibly can. You know, we started the Nourish spot not just to nourish your body. I started the Nourish spot to also nourish the lives of the people that live around me. Let me tell you something. The other thing that's important to me is you can't be the only one flossing, right? You can't be the only one in the community flossing. It ain't fun. So I'm going to use the word ain't. It ain't fun, okay? You need friends to be with you as you are going up the ladder. So I want us all to be flossing out here. I want us all to have what we want, okay? And so if I could be the person to help you get your dream, you know, I call myself on Instagram the chief dream releaser. So if I can help you release your dream, then I'm gonna help you. Cause me helping you, it makes sure that God never forgets me. Okay? So now I'm gonna ask you, Kaswaina, somebody is asleep.
Thank God.
She's asleep. Okay. I'm gonna ask you, how do you nourish yourself? And it doesn't even have to be about food. It could be about anything.
I'm happy you said that, because when you asked the question to Al, I'm like, I hope she don't get mad because it ain't food. I nourish myself by crying because, and I use all my people say, and I just revealed this secret yesterday. That's what's funny is I'm asking it again. I was talking to my friend and I'm like, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Everybody call me a crybaby because I use every opportunity to cry. Because that's the only time. Yes, that's right. That's the only time I'm able to express. I was so tough. Like I was so you can't, and I was raised like a boy. So you know, men don't cry, men don't, and I didn't have time. And I think God don't give me time to cry. Like He don't give me time to suffer and wallow in my sorrow. Because every time I turn around, it's like, KK, this happened to me. So I have to wipe my tears. So that's why I cry a lot, because I use every opportunity That's how
To
I
get it
remember.
out.
Yeah.
To get it out.
And
To
a
get it
lot
out.
of those tears are happy tears too. You're not crying all the time when you're sad. I mean, I have an emotional moments with Dawn all the time.
Yes. And I'm gonna say I'm a big
I'm a
crybaby.
crybaby.
All three of us
I
over there.
cry about everything.
Me
Look,
too.
I cried at the movies. I cried everywhere. And you know,
Yeah, I'm a
you know, I think that I just get overwhelmed with kindness
Me too.
because in the world that we live in now, and I don't know if you guys saw that when they see us.
I did.
In the world that we live in now, you know, I'm in my 50s. And so, you know, I remember what this life was like when I was a little girl. I remember watching TV and watching what people that don't look like us did to us. And to see that we are de-evolving back there,
Yes, yes,
it's
yes.
really sad.
Yes.
So in a Nourish spot, I get so many like moments of joy. And in those moments of joy, sometimes I can't contain it. You know, like when Al came in with those girls, I'll be honest, I went in the back and I cried.
Wow.
Okay, because it's like, wow, like
Yeah.
how is this all happening? And then when Shauna told me about the play, I cried. Cause I'm like, this is happening to me. And then
It's your harvest season.
and then the girl, listen, Jacqueline Carr sings a song that I love. It's called Winning Season. And so if you haven't listened to it, you should, okay? I put it on repeat, okay? Because it's just amazing all the wonderful things that have happened. And it's amazing. And I will tell you about Forbes real quick, because I haven't really mentioned that, but I will.
Good.
Thanks for bringing it up, Al. So as a PR person, I pitch stories to journalists. That's what I do. And I've been doing it for over 30 years.
Wow.
Okay, yes. I was paid very handsomely by a financial services firm to pitch the things that they were doing all over the world. And so that job ended in 2015. But, you know, my love for public and media relations is never gonna die. It's in my blood. I probably was doing it when I was a kid. You know, going around saying, you know who did such and such. You know, so I've been a town crier forever. And so I read a story in the New York Times back in January that this woman, this writer, her name is Sarah Bliss, wrote about an African-American entrepreneur. And the story was done with such care. And you could tell that the writer, because like I said, I've been doing this for a long, long time, so I read newspapers and magazines, so I see how reporters write things, the slants, the angles that they use. And this story was done with such care. You could tell that the writer kind of enjoyed the person. They liked the person. And so now I want to know about the writer, right? You know, I read about the person, but I want to know who's this writer,
Right.
okay? So I read about her, and she has written a book herself called Take a Leap, right? So I reach out to her, and I tell her that I enjoyed her article, and that I had a story of my own, and that if, in fact, she ever was going to write stories like that again, I hope that she would consider mine.
Wow.
That was in January. She and I stayed in touch. Like, we became almost friends, right? Reaching out to each other, writing stuff. And every time she would write another story, it was funny. I would know the person.
Wow.
I swear. If she was here, she would tell you, yep, she knew the person. So I would say, oh my God, I knew her. Oh my God, I know Noel. Oh my God, I know Wes. Right? Like, I know them all.
Right.
And so she was like, it's your turn.
Wow.
I'm going to tell your story.
Wow.
And so I would tell you that when that Forbes article came out, I felt redeemed. Because when they eliminated my job back in 2015, I didn't understand.
Right.
But today I get it. God had such a bigger plan for me. And He used my life as a catalyst to show others what you can do when life throws you lemons. You can literally make lemonade at the Nourish spot.
You can.
You can, right? You can come out the gangs. You can come away from the label of dyslexic, and you can write a book.
That's right.
Right? You could be slow at reading, and then you could be running the reading program. Come on, kid. Come on now. Come on now. We about to have church. We're about to have church. So listen, I thank all of you for coming today. You too punky. I thank all of you for coming today and sharing your stories about LINC and South Jamaica Reads, and you about your life and a scavenger hunt. Come on, give me the book, because you need to. Look, she's not promoting enough. A scavenger hunt to Barbershop P. Okay, to Barber P. Get your copy. Support this young sister.
That's right.
Okay?
Oh, sister.
This is what we need to do. We have to support our sisters. Okay? So I thank you very much, Al.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
Kaswaina. Thank you, team.
I wanna keep
Nigel.
going.
Thank you, Nigel and Joe.
Thank you, guys.
You've been watching the Nourish Spot Hour. We'll see you again next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.